y'all saw me, I was on here trying to grow my hair and like make lifestyle content. I grew my hair out. It got to my bra strap, and I just cut it last month on the 25th. And so much has changed. I don't go to my West anymore. I don't live with my mother anymore. And I do not live in St. Louis anymore. Yeah. And it was all based off of one decision that I made when I was sitting in my room. Just in my room. All right. So while we catch up today, I will be building this. I have been absolutely obsessed with Lego sets in its totality. Like, I don't know why. Well, yes, I do. I love the problem solving aspect and seeing everything like as a mess come together into something so beautiful. And yeah, right, let's catch up. So, I one day I'm sitting at home in my room, and I'm like, I want to get out of St. Louis. I'm sitting here literally talking to my friends, telling them, well, I think I was talking to one person, and I was telling them like, I want to go get an apartment in Atlanta. Those was my exact words. And I think they thought that I was just talking. And I'm like, I really want to go get an apartment in Atlanta. And mind you, during the pandemic, I started a t-shirt business, and I had got an LLC. And so I am, basically like making t-shirts as like my creative outlet. And yeah, so as I'm doing that, I'm like, okay, I need to learn more about this. Like, it has to be something more that I don't know, that I can't teach myself. Because I had a sewing machine, I had a Cricut, I had the thing to like make t-shirts, and I was actually making them. But I'm like, it has to be something easier. So I ended up going to Clark. And mind you, I applied for Clark the day before the applications was due. This was truly spare the moment. And I was telling my mom, like, I want to go to Clark, but I know my car not going to make it. Like, first of all, before I even applied, my car could barely get me from point A to point B in the city anymore. Like, it literally, one time I'm driving, it stopped in the middle of the road. So you think this car is going to go to Atlanta? Girl, please. So I'm telling my mom, I'm like, I want to go to Atlanta, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to, because I don't think I'm going to be able to take my car. So I'm calling the school every day trying to get an update on my application. And they're like, we don't got no update for weeks. Then one day I call him. And mind you, they ended up giving me the direct phone number for him, because I was calling every day trying to figure that out, like if I got in or not. And I got in. Bro, I got in. So I ended up coming to Atlanta and attending Clark Atlanta University. And mind you, when I was applying and stuff, they was telling me this is the year Clark Atlanta was on the news, because all the students arrived at campus and didn't have housing, and they ended up sending them to the hotel. So this is that year, so let's keep that in mind. So after I got my acceptance, when he told me, immediately I'm thinking about housing. And they like, oh, housing full, like you gonna have to find off-campus housing, because I was a junior at the time. So they like, yeah, like no on-campus housing. So I'm like, okay, I gotta find an apartment. Find this apartment, and my mind is set. Like, I got approved. I had my unit picked out. Everything is set. The day before I was finna go to Atlanta, they sent me an email, or did they call? I don't remember. I just know I ended up finding out the unit ain't ready, and it has to be pushed out back, and it was gonna let me know when it was ready. It was no update on the day, nothing. They just telling me that it was not ready, so gonna have to wait. I'm like, wait, I gotta go to school. So then I ended up calling the school, telling them, and we talking, and then somebody ended up asking me. They said, are you a new student? Like, yeah, is this your first year here, or are you a returning student? I'm like, I'm a transfer. This my new student. I mean, this my girl. Get it out. I'm like, I'm a transfer. This is my first year here, and they like, oh, you get guaranteed housing, bro. The plan was still on. We're still going to Atlanta, so I end up getting housing, and my mom drove me down here with all my stuff in my car, and she ended up staying for the week to make sure I had everything. Oh, she's so sweet, but she ended up staying for the week to make sure I had everything, and then she left, and it was just me. I don't have no family here. Well, now I do, but before then I did not have no family here. I didn't have no friends here. Well, yes, I did. I had one, but I had never like. That's just a thing within itself. That's yeah. Anyway, I was not familiar. I didn't know nothing about nothing. And mind you, when I went to my West, so many of my friends from my high school went to that school, so I was familiar. It's 4 hours away from home. Like I could come home every weekend if I really want to. Like it's familiar. Atlanta was not. So that was an adjustment within itself. I'm 9 hours away from home. You know, the first night of me sleeping there, like, I really couldn't believe that, like, I just left my hometown. Like, bro, I'm in Atlanta. And mind you, my West is still in Missouri. I'm in a whole nother state. Like, I couldn't believe it. And so, yeah, I hit the ground running. And yeah, here I am today. As simple as that may sound, a lot has happened in that between time. Starting with the fact that I got to Clark August 2021, stayed on campus, and I ended up becoming a Delta spring 2022. Very big accomplishments because I had wanted it already when I attended Missouri Western, but I don't think that. Okay, I was a sophomore during that time. And like I didn't know nothing about Greek life, first generation Greek, like I didn't know nothing about nothing. So like once I finally like had my mind set on it, stuff had already went past. So my last year on campus, before getting sent home for the pandemic, I wanted to still become a Delta, but everybody at home, nobody knows nothing about nothing. So like, yeah. So then when I saw that Clark was having a line, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get in that. I got to get in there. I gotta be a part of that. So yes, I am a Delta. I am the 45 on my line. And my oh my gosh. And my line name is Misunderstood. Sigma Chapter. Spring 22. This is one of my favorite gifts. I love it so bad. But yeah. And so after my junior year at Clark, I ended up going to go live in like student housing. I won't say it's student housing because like, you know how like when you at college, upperclassmen tend to live in like student housing, like student apartments, whatever. Where I lived, that landlord wasn't in cahoots with Clark. Like, do that make sense? Like, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I was paying her. That was a real bill. Like, I had to sign a lease. And yeah. And you know, like, how the campus will recommend places to live, that wasn't like one of the recommendations, but it was literally I could walk from my house to Clark and get to class on time and not like have to rush or whatever. So it was very convenient. Love that. And yeah, I lived with 3 of my other line sisters. And yeah. And so I then graduated from Clark May of 2023. And before I even get past that, while I was at Clark, I ended up having an internship with the book bag company Jan Sport, where I made 5 book bag designs for them. And yeah, very crazy, very, very, very crazy. Um, yeah, I couldn't believe that the opportunity even presented itself to me, but yeah. But anyway, fast forward, I graduated May of 2023, and stuff got so real. Oh, stuff got so real so fast. Once you realize, because you got to think about it, you're in school for all these years. Like, school is all you know. So now I'm not looking forward to another semester. I'm working. Like, I gotta pay bills for real. Like, and I was paying them beforehand, but I was still a student. I'm not no student no more. Like, that was a scary time in my life. Ugh. So uncertain. And not even saying that it's not uncertain now, but that uncertainty was like no other. Like, they really need to give a crash course on post grad life. Like, truly. Because, girl, what? So yeah, I graduated May 2023. Still looking for a job. Couldn't find no job. So I'm sitting here with my degree, no job, not trying to go back home, and just figuring stuff out. And so then I ended up getting a part-time job working in a mall. And that was just a time within itself. That was just, yeah. I will say, that's one of the lessons that I learned. If you allow somebody to undervalue you, they will undervalue you. And I learned that through that job, truly. Because when I applied for a role, and it was like, you're new to the company, like, I feel like you should start here and move up. And while I was working for them, they ended up giving that position to somebody else. Yeah. And they did that twice. They knew I was overqualified for the position that I was in, benefiting from my work, and never promoted me. But anyway, that's a story for another time. And yeah, I ended up quitting. And when I quit, I didn't know what was next. Which brings me to my next point. So I ended up living in this apartment with my line sister. Well, like, we didn't stay in the same, like, actual apartment, just the same apartment complex. But that was the worst apartment that anybody could probably ever live in. For sure. You know what? I take that back, because I'm sure it was worse than that. But that was a horrible, horrible experience for your first time living alone as a female. Yeah. And we definitely grew closer during that time. We grew very close. Like, we saw each other every single day. And it got to a point where, like, I was looking for another job, and she was like, "Oh, my old job right down the street, and the person that owns it is our store. I can ask her if she can hire you." I'm like, yeah, immediately, yeah. She hires me, and we ended up working at the same job together. Bro, what? So I saw her every day. I would go to her house. She would cook. We worked together. And I never got tired of her. Like, it was cool. Cool as hell. And yeah. So I'm doing that. And then I ended up applying to grad school and getting in. And might I add, to the number one art school in the United States, Savannah College of Art and Design, also known as SCAD. Yes. With the scholarship. Let me add that too. Um, yes, I ended up getting into that school, but I got accepted August 2023, but I didn't enroll until March of 2024. So all of those months, I really was just like trying to trust that a position or opportunity would present itself to me that was in my field of actually what I wanted to do. That never happened. So I ended up attending grad school, enrolling, and I'm still in grad school now. I love this school. It's so thorough. It's so, I love art. So that being that should just like tell you. Like it's just so thorough. I love it there. I am studying luxury and brand management, and yeah, I'm looking to get my MFA, my Master's of Fine Arts, and yeah, I would love to enter the marketing field post graduation. And yeah, I'm just having faith that this time around I will be better prepared. I'm going to a career fair the 21st of this month, and I don't graduate until May of 2026. I need to start. Yeah, I ain't even playing. I actually refuse to be like walking that stage without a job and not feeling happy at the fact that I just graduated. Because my last graduation, it was like I was happy because like I got a whole degree. Like the time, dedication, money, energy, all of that. I got this degree. I was happy at that fact, but I was not happy at the fact that I didn't know what was coming next. This year, well, this time around, I'm gonna be happy at the fact that I just got my MFA. It took 2 years to complete, and I got a job. That that is going to be a different feeling, a different type of fulfilling feeling, and I'm here for it, and I'm going to work for it, and yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I ended up moving out of that last apartment that I was in, July of 2024. And now I live here in my apartment now. And I just love it here. I love the apartment. I love the amenities. I love the people. I love it all. I just love this apartment so bad. And it's right by my job. I work at a private international school. Would I have imagined that I would be working in childcare? No. I would not have imagined that. Yeah, I would not have ever imagined that actually. So here we are though. And I love it. I enjoy it. It's cool. But I do want to enter the marketing field, and that's where my heart is set on. That's where I want to be. I want to go to New York. Well, I've been to New York. That was another thing. While I was at Clark, I ended up going to New York for a week with my school. When I say that was truly an experience of a lifetime, so grateful. So grateful. That was truly an experience that I never would have imagined that I would walk into or be presented the opportunity of having. That was truly an amazing trip. That was my only time ever going to New York. And I had a blast. Oh, I had a blast. I met Dapper Dan. I met June Ambrose. We went to the Puma flagship store, and I made a. Actually, I'm about to go get it, but I made a customized shoe. Actually, let me just go get it. Hold up. Almost fell. That's so embarrassing. But yes, like yes, amongst other things, but yes, that was definitely a trip of a lifetime, and I was so happy to be on it. And that was the first time they ever did it. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. I want to live in New York for like 5 years. Like, I have to live in New York. I loved it so bad, and yeah. I just loved it so bad. That's really all I can say about that. But yes, that was one of my favorite trips that I've ever been on, and I can't wait to go back. It's gonna be amazing. Um, but yes, life has been crazy. But I hope that this can serve as some type of like motivation or like I don't know. Because while like when I first got here, mainly when I first got here, people would ask me like how it is, like do I recommend it, or like people that I went to school with, like college and high school for real. Hell, elementary too. It's people that still on my social media that I knew since elementary and middle school. But yeah, they would like slide up and be like, oh, it looks so peaceful. Like, how do you like it? Would you recommend it? Da, 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 da. And I would just say everything that glistens ain't gold, and looks can definitely be deceiving. Not even saying that I made my life look out to be better than what it was, but I really was just having fun and living for real. Cause that was one thing my mom always told me, like, you gotta enjoy life even when stuff is not like working in your favor, because you only gonna be this young once, and two, like, you can't just let it consume you. Because although like I was not necessarily doing the best like in my career path or being where I felt like I should have been or da 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 da, sitting at home wasn't gonna change it. Not saying that like going out spending money was gonna change it, but sitting at home, sitting in my feelings was not gonna change nothing. And that was one thing she let me know, and she definitely like put in my ear for me to realize. I did, and it worked out in the long run. And yeah, everything everything is going to be what it is, but if you don't like have faith that things will get better, and just try to make things better, and like just don't give up, things won't stay the way that they are. And that's one thing I've learned. Even like, this is a great example. So once, at the very end of my lease, I only had like 2 weeks or something left at that apartment, but I ended up getting my keys for this apartment a week before I had to give away my old keys. So my boss, the lady that hired me, was like, where are you living now? Da 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 da. Mind you, this is on the other side of the city. And she like, financially, I don't think that's the best like decision. And I'm like, you right, but I don't got a job. Like, and I need the money. So within those 2 weeks, I got a call back from the job that I'm working at now. And I got an internship, which allowed me to leave that job a week early and still have income. That was the thing. Like, it was okay for me to leave that job a week early. Like, she was fine with it. It was just the fact of not having that income during that time that was messing me up. So I'm like, I need the income. I got an internship that started that Monday after my last day at that job. And the internship was only a week long. And that following week after my internship, I was starting my new job. Talk about have faith, bro. And mind you, what made me even apply to the internship, I'm up 3 a.m. Like, just randomly woke up, seen a group chat. The lady in there talking about, because it's like this on GroupMe. It was like this entrepreneurs chat, and the lady that was in there, like, she always recommending, like, stuff to apply to. And she said, this expire, and by the time I'm looking at it, by the time I had looked at it, it was already past the expiration date. Well, not past it, but it was on. Yes, it was past it, like 3 hours past it. Because I woke up at 3 in the morning and it had expired at 12. I clicked the link still worked. The link still works. I said, worst come to worst, they just gonna say you was too late turning it in. Bro, I submitted it, not thinking much of it, not praying on the star that they're gonna let it go through, nothing. I just submitted it. Got an email saying I've been put on a wait list and they're gonna let me know by that Monday. Girl, I thought it was a scam. I literally was on the phone with my mama like, I think this is a scam. But I ain't know. I just had some faith. I'm like, whatever, like, I don't know. I'm not like banking on it. So it was no room for me to get disappointed. I was not banking on it. I was not thinking about it. I get an email telling me I got the spot. And it was closer to my house than the job that I was sitting at already that my boss had just told me it wouldn't be financially smart for me to stay at. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Okay, so mind you, I was excited, but I still thought it was a scam. So I'm on the phone with my mama and we talking and I'm like, Ma, I don't know. Like, I just did my social security. Like, I'm scared. It was like an internship with this entrepreneurship center that's here in Amazon. So it was like a corporate internship. So I was excited, but still in the back of my mind, I'm like, this could be a scam. Like, I really don't know. So a week after I got my keys, my mom, dad, and brother ended up coming down here to bring me my TVs and to help me move my stuff. So I'm telling them like while they hear that, oh, I gotta go to the dealership to get an oil change. And my mom like, okay, we're gonna go together. And I'm like, okay, since we going together, y'all paying? Like, so when we get there, we ended up talking to them. I ended up buying a car that day. I was not expecting it. It was not in my cards. I literally was in disbelief sitting in that dealership. Absolute disbelief. I couldn't believe it. So I had got a new job, new apartment, new car, all within like 2 weeks. Was not expecting it. And got the internship too. All within 2 weeks. Crazy. But it's true. Crazy. Like when I say things literally just put themselves in order, like, oh wow. I couldn't believe it. I really could not believe it. And here we are today, and I am in grad school. I love grad school. I graduate May of 2026. And I live in my lovely apartment all by myself. I love it here. Yes, I do want to enter the marketing field. And overall, I would just like to say, I don't have everything figured out, I will say. But I will say I'm in a hell of a better spot than I was last year. And for that, all I can do is be grateful. And hell, I'm in a way better spot than I was when I used to make these videos. Like, and mind you, oh my gosh, I wish I could have took a picture of this. The last time y'all saw me, I was on here trying to grow my hair and like make lifestyle content. I grew my hair out. It got to my bra strap and I just cut it last month on the 25th. Y'all gonna start seeing me more often because I feel like my life is such, I don't know. I feel like my life is like worth being on YouTube. Not saying that like my private life is worth being on YouTube, but like my POV in this life should be on YouTube. I should make content because I will say when I used to make videos, I was good about posting them weekly, but once I missed 1 week, I never looked back and made another video. And that's what messed me up. And I mean, it may happen like now too, but I got a goal. I got a vision. And I actually got stuff to do. So why not? Today is February the 10th, 2025. I am 25 years old and we have some catching up to do. We sure do. So yes, I can't wait to bring y'all along this journey with me and just being here living. Just being here living and y'all gonna succeed with me. My goodness. Yes, it's time to document this. I should have been documenting my journey. Because when I say it has been a roller coaster, it has been a true roller coaster. But I'm grateful. You know, I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for something else that happened along the path that led me here. I probably wouldn't have been here if my apartment wasn't so shitty. And I love this apartment. And yeah, I feel like it's like, I don't know. I'm just rambling now. So, yeah, it was nice talking to you all. And I will see you next Friday.